The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Our game tonight featuring the New York Knicks as they go up against the Los Angeles Lakers. Taking a look at the Lakers, maybe it hasn't been quite the start to the season they were hoping for. They're just 2-3 so far, but probably a little too early to get hung up on the one-loss record at this point. And before we tip off, I just need to ask Shaq, when you think back to great teammates, what are the qualities that make a great teammate?
Well, you want to play with guys who care as much about the game as you do, a guy who puts the team first, a guy who gets you involved, a guy who has the same dreams and aspirations that you have about the game.
Well, that name sounds like Kobe Bryant to me that you were talking about, but I always look for guys who could push me. And I could push them at the same time, where we could work together. It's a family, the basketball team, you playing for 82 games. You need somebody that's going to be in your corner.
Wouldn't you like to push Kenny?
Push him off the set.
Yeah, that's what I was getting
As long
at.
as I could push you back.
You may not be able to. Kevin Harlan, take it away, kid.
It's an interconference contest here in the Big Apple, New York, as the Knicks play one at home. Today's game marks the continuation of the Lakers' road schedule. They haven't started out with the success they had hoped for, but the season obviously is still very young.
Kevin, it appears to me as though this team has a hangover from last season. They finished poorly at the end of last season, and they're starting poorly here. So I can only conclude there's been carryover.
That's a great point. These players probably spent the entire offseason thinking about the disaster at the end of last year, and now it's the responsibility of this coaching staff to get them to move on. That's who has to do it.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
And so off the tip, it's New York. And now the Lakers starting group. Young is out there with Brandon Bass. Then it's Roy Hibbert. Then there's Kobe. And it's Russell in at the 1 spot. Now here's Anthony. 13 feet away. The shot will not go. Some solid defense from Bryant.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him, but with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
Now, here is Russell, following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. There's the screen. Screen by Young. Russell kicks to Kobe. And a foul on the shot. Will go to the stripe for 2. Clark, another milestone for Kobe Bryant last season. He reached 30,000 points and 6,000 assists, and no one else has ever done that.
Well, it's rare that you see scores of that volume reach an assist total that high, but I think it speaks to Kobe's passing ability, which is undervalued and overshadowed at times.
And the first one drops.
And Kobe being Bryant, the only 30,000-point scorer to go along with 6,000 assists. You know, LeBron might be the next in line to join Kobe in that category.
Second free throw, no good.
And for Kobe, people have always joked that he's a ball hog and only looks to score. Well, he's the only guy in the history of the league right now with 30,000 points to go along with 6,000 assists. So obviously gifted as a playmaker as well.
Now here's a Flalo. Lopez a screen. Here's Galloway. Buries the long-range jumper.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Here's Hibbert. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. Russell kicks to Bass. Young with no one around. It's rebounded by New York. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Now, here's Bass. On the wing, Bryant. Shot clock at 6. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Knicks have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game.
I mean, the Knicks were bad last year, and it became evident early on. As the season grew older, more and more of their national coverage games were being pulled.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Screened by Russell. Pass to Young. Shot is off, so New York will take it the other way. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
An interconference matchup. They faced these guys twice a season, and last year they took both games.
2 teams in the bottom of the East and West, as you said. These regular season victories count for more. Both hungry for a win tonight.
Bass's shot, good.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone.
Galloway kicks to Afflalo. There's the feed to Anthony. And again, it's New York. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Kobe dishes to Hibbert. Here's Russell. Makes it off the glass.
You know, I think anytime the shot comes from that range, the offense has done its job and done it well.
Here's Galloway. And Hibbert with the block. Now, here is Russell. Young passes to Bass. Anthony with the block. Passes it to Afflalo. Back to Anthony. Lopez left side. To the paint. 6 to shoot. It's stolen by Bryant. 1:37 left in the first quarter. Park down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
And a look here at how the Lakers ranked in the NBA last season. 5th in fewest turnovers per game. 5th in second chance points. And they were in the top half of the league in team rebounding as well. I think that speaks to the fact that this team aggressively goes after the basketball at every position.
Yeah, and the stat I look to, though, is the low turnovers. They did such a great job of limiting their mistakes, really maximizing their opportunities offensively.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City dancers. Go on and give it up.
Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. The Lakers in 5th.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Lopez. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Porzingis. Derek Williams, he checked in for Anthony. And it's Calderon in for Aaron Afflalo. Here's Calderon. 1:24 left in the first quarter. With the floater, it's stolen by Randall. Now Williams. Black kicks to Williams. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Back to Brown. Clock at 6. There's the pick. And it's all evened up.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Galloway kicks to Williams. It's stolen by Randall. Now, here's Clarkson, guarded closely. We've got 33 seconds left to play in the first quarter. It's 2-on-1. Here's Galloway, and he lays it up and in. Galloway has got 5 points so far.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
And the Lakers with possession here. The Knicks making the shot. Nobody near Williams. Drops in the tray. Williams has got himself on the board with 3 there. Here's Galloway. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. The Lakers on top, up by 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. And a chance to hear from former number 2 overall pick Derek Williams about his focus offensively.
Just getting to the basket more, being able to finish with the defender in front of me. I think getting to the line a lot more as well. I think, getting to the line and finishing at the basket.
2 huge improvements for him. Greg, can he do more?
Definitely. He's already taken a big leap forward, and there's plenty more room for him to grow. He could become a real beast in this league.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and they've also done a good job, Greg, on their end of the floor by not throwing the ball away.
Calderon is out there with a foul. Then there's Amundsen. Then it's Kevin Seraphin. And it's Anthony in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 for New York right now. Now here's Anthony. Last game he had 13.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Now here's Anthony. 8 points for him. Calderon has the open look. No good with the triple.
Good little 2-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
On occasions last year, the Lakers were all right on offense. Other times, they were just stagnant. There was just no motion, nothing going on.
That's a great point. And their ball movement could use some work. A lot of ISOs last season, and it killed a lot of the flow the team had in the half court.
Seraphin, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
And the Lakers with some changes. Brandon Bass is checked in for Randall, and it's Russell in for Clarkson.
For the Lakers, they were okay in the assist department, guys, but they were dead last in the league in secondary assists. That to me is indicative of an inefficient offense and also a new stat category.
Williams dishes to Bass. Again, Los Angeles.
This offense just continues to impress.
Yeah, getting hotter and hotter, Greg, and they're really cooking now. Actually cooking with gas, and you know what kind of heat that is. Fire!
Here's Calderon following the bucket by the Lakers. They set the pick. Just 5 on the clock. New York needs to get off a shot. And Anthony gets it to go.
And for the Lakers and that secondary assist stat, that just means they aren't making the extra pass, or it means they are holding on to the ball too long. Either way, it hurts the offense.
And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball. And it's all evened up. Anthony's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
Bass with the screen. And Young kicks to Russell. Back to Young. Uncovered. Aflalo pulls it in. New York's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Calderon with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. The pass to Anthony. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. Looking at Los Angeles, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Brooklyn Nets.
And you know what? A shame that either team had to lose that game, because you had to be proud of the way they battled in it.
Yeah, I suppose that's right, but it still was heartbreaking. I mean, you hate to lose in OT. No matter how hard you played, you want to come out on top if you're going to play those extra minutes.
Well, nobody said, Greg, being in the NBA was for the faint of heart. The Knicks in a few short years have gone from a playoff team, unfortunately, to the worst team in the NBA.
Hard to fathom, Kevin, that the Knicks did enter last season with playoff aspirations, but that quickly vanished. They were just completely overmatched and overwhelmed.
First free throw is good.
You know, the Knicks made the playoffs every season between 1988 and 2001. It's kind of strange now to see the Knicks struggle to get into the playoffs so often. Only 3 trips in the playoffs the last 10 seasons.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Robin Lopez is checked in for Kevin Serafin. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Louis Amundsen. Derek Williams checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jose Calderon. And both free throws good for Louis Williams.
And listen, the pressure is always on the Knicks to make the playoffs just because of where the team is. Being in New York can have its advantages, but it comes with expectations that your team will be in the postseason.
And the foul on Kyle O'Quinn. That is his first foul of the game. Bryant is checked in for Lou Williams. The Lakers in the lead. And here is Bryant. Goes up to the stripe. Los Angeles with another miss.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly, that's the right look. The decision was good, he just didn't execute.
Here's O'Quinn, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Roy Hibbert picks one up.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Los Angeles.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
The Lakers weren't very good at all last season, Clark, and they just didn't have any teeth in their road games.
Well, you know, they shot threes on the road well, Kevin. Top percentage in the league, as a matter of fact. Still, they just couldn't hold on to leads.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And the Lakers would end with a road record of 9-32. That is a franchise worst for them and sums up the year they had away from Staples.
Now here's Kobe. Hibbert with a screen on Aflalo. Kobe kicks to Hibbert. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that is good.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
And he had the nice soft touch with it too. You know, looking at the Lakers, a big thing for them as we get back to their road woes is they didn't win a single game on the road in their division. In a word, that's terrible.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter, over 60% shooting. Here's Black. That's good. And it's Kobe with the assist. Kobe's got 3 assists now in this one. Knicks trail by 4. There's 53 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Lopez a screen. Follow against Bryant. A follow the pass to Galloway. Lopez a screen on Hibbert. Here's Galloway. Buries the long-range jumper. Galloway's got 8 points.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target you are, Greg. I mean, the quick release is what made the difference there. Any hesitation, and that shot is being blocked.
Now, here is Russell. 9 points last game. There's the pick. The offensive rebound. Hibbert can't hit from in close.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Here's Galloway, and the quarter ends with some stifling defense right there. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Lakers lead by 1. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Carmelo, some great numbers for you and great play on and off the basketball tonight. Is your strategy any different?
It's the same thing. Try to move without the ball, play without the ball, space the court, attack when I get the ball, be aggressive and find people when they open.
Carmelo, thank you, guys. You've got to be aware wherever he is on the basketball floor.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output from both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, quite simply, their bench showed up tonight. And when I say showed up, I'm talking about on the offensive end, because they were scoring in bunches. Now, you want your reserves to just at least come in and hold the fort, but they did way more than that tonight.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Well, I thought the one bright spot was the effort on the glass. Several times when momentum was sliding, getting a timely rebound really lifted them. The strong work on the glass is key, because that's how you string together a series of big stops.
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again at the Horn.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now.
What a great game for Anthony in this one. 13 points, and he's rejected a shot over the course of the game, too.
And it easily could have been more. He's played an effective game at that end of the floor.
And Los Angeles guys shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. Knicks last season had a lot of problems here in Manhattan, and it showed all over the floor, Greg. And you played for this team. You know what it's like to play basketball in New York. Not a good record for them at home last year.
How about finishing 10-31 here and playing in front of a sold-out crowd every night? And one thing about New York, they're going to let you know when they're displeased. Worst home record in the East and second worst home record in the league.
And on the floor for Byron Scott as we get into the second half. They've got Brandon Bass. Bryant is out there with Russell. Then there's Nick Young, and it's Hibbert in at the 5 down low. So it's the Lakers now, following the score by New York. The drive by Bryant. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And, you know, for the Knicks, there were a lot of reasons why they were bad at home. Bottom 5 in field goal percentage, against at home, field goal defense, and third worst field goal percentage at home in the league.
And you know, commend the Knicks faithful. They still would sell this place out. And you have to give a shout out to the fans for sticking through what was a very difficult year. At least it has to get better.
Both free throws good for Bryant.
And, you know, a huge moment for Kobe last season before the injury. I mean, he passed the great Michael Jordan on the all-time scoring list.
And Lopez gets it to go. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, there have already been 5 lead changes, but nobody taking control of them.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
Kobe against the Flalo. Kobe gets the bucket. Bryant's got 4 points this quarter. For Kobe, that was him moving into the 3rd spot ahead of Michael Jordan. Says a lot, Clark, about where he stands among the greats.
And you look at it, he is first among perimeter players now in that regard. So he's clearly on a very short list of the greatest wingmen of all time in the history of the league.
Here's Young. And it's blocked. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. And a follow kicks to Anthony. Lopez right side. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to be on Brandon Bass.
And Robin Lopez, last season, he missed about 6 weeks with that broken hand, but freak injuries aside, he's been pretty durable over the course of his career. Had played in all 82 games the previous 2 seasons.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And Robin Lopez signing a new contract this offseason. He had been significantly underpaid for his production over the last 2 seasons.
And, Kevin, you knew he was due for a raise. 7-footers who impact the game at both ends the way he does are really valuable.
Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for the Knicks. Calderon comes in for Aaron Aflalo. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up totally empty there.
And guys, it looked like Nick Young had finally put it all together. I mean, he had a huge campaign 2 years ago, signs a new 4-year deal. Then last year, disaster strikes. I mean, he provided very little to the team outside of shooting the basketball. And even with that, he dropped to a career worst, 37% from the field.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Picked his pocket. Here's Galloway, defended by Young. Galloway, the pass to Carmelo. Tries it from 9. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Anthony's got 15. Greg, getting back to Young, it's tough to completely judge him on last year's numbers because he was fighting through knee injuries. Ankle injuries, all kinds of things. Clark, they only played 42 games.
Yeah, but when he's right, he can light it up. I mean, he's a go-to scorer, but he just never got right last season.
Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Sure has been. I mean, guys, momentum is hard to come by in this one. I mean, it seems like one team gets the lead and then the other one storms right back.
Both teams getting it done defensively, as evidenced by the 8 lead changes thus far.
Oh, we got a moment here now, Kevin, to look back to last year's Knicks. 8th in free throw shooting, 14th in blocks. And they were in the top half of the league shooting the ball from deep. Average to pedestrian, but still fairly effective from there.
And you look at their free throw percentage, not to be overlooked. I mean, this was a team, I thought, that did a really good job of taking advantage of their opportunity.
And New York making a change here. Williams is checked in. The Lakers also with a sub. Brown's checked in. Anthony against Brown. Takes the 13-footer. Anthony's shot is off. The Lakers have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half.
Well, clearly the Lakers were not a great team. I mean, they did have one of their better bench units last season. They led the league in points off the bench, but that was more an indictment of the quality of the starters than the firepower of the bench.
Here's Galloway following the bucket by the Lakers. They set the pick for 3. Calderon. Randall grabs the board. Los Angeles leading by 3. Williams kicks to Clarkson. He feeds it to Sacre.
Taking a look here at numbers for Anthony. Coming off a terrific season. Last season, put up about 24 points per, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. He has been at his most dynamic, no question about it, a real handful.
Well, he's operating at the highest level right now, one of the truly elite talents in the NBA.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one.
Listen, the Knicks had a hard time scoring last year. Just lacked any real presence in the paint. And lacking that paint threat makes things easier for the opposing defense.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Anthony. Black's checked in for the Lakers. And he's good on the second. 1:49 left in the third. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Here's Galloway. That's tipped. And it's the Lakers on the break. Here's Clarkson. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Clarkson's got 6 points. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Lakers.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And also the ball hockey, the way they've come up with the steals, the way they've harassed the ball handler all day, forcing mistakes. They've really done a nice job of taking advantage.
That 3 off the mark. You know, at the Knicks, they were second to last in field goal percentage from their front court. Granted, they were hit by injuries. It seemed like all over the place all season.
Yeah, you know, that poor field goal percentage shooting and being top 3 in field goal attempts on the year, not a good combination.
And the Lakers with possession here. After New York gets the 3, he dishes it to Sacre. The kick out to Williams. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
For the Knicks, Porzingis comes in for Kevin Seraphin. And it's a Flalo in for Jose Calderon. A big group substitution here for the Lakers. Roy Hibbert's checked in for Tariq Black. Bass comes in for Julius Randle. Bryant is checked in for Robert Sacre. And it's Russell in for Lou Williams. Here's Galloway. He's got 8. Williams a screen. Galloway kicks to Williams. Dishes it to Galloway. 5 on the clock. There's a good screen. And it's Russell with the rebound.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Williams dishes to a Flalo. Here's Galloway. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Lakers on top. They're up by 3. And we're coming right back after this break to get the 4th quarter underway. And thanks for joining us again as the 4th quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Knicks trail by 3. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. 4th quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court for the Knicks, they've got Anthony. Porzingis is out there with Robin Lopez. Then there's a Flalo, and it's Galloway in at the point. Here's Russell after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. And Young kicks to Kobe. Hibbert with the screen. Russell passes to Bryant. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And here's Young from the arc. That's good, and it's Bryant with the assist. And the Lakers lead by 4.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
And, Greg, I have no problem with that. As a matter of fact, I hate to see teams get conservative with the lead. As long as they're good shots, take them. And as long as they're falling, continue to take them.
And that one's good by Lopez.
Nothing too fancy, just simple execution. That's getting the job done when they need to make every possession count.
Completely agree with that, Clark. They need stops and really can't afford any wasted possessions. Those inside shots are nice, high percentage looks. You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Here's Porzingis following the basket by Kobe Bryant. Lopez a screen. Galloway kicks to Lopez. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City Dancers. Go on and give it up.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Byron Scott coaching his team during the break. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
All right, Doris, thanks. Williams, he's checked in for Bryant. Now, here is Russell. Williams inside. He's guarded by Afflalo. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Williams kicks to Russell. Pass to Young. Bass with the screen. The three. And again, the Lakers no good.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
Galloway, the pass to Afflalo. Here's Porzingis. Feeds it to Carmelo to tie it up. And there's another one for the Knicks.
And they'll be counting on even more points from him. That's essential if they're going to pull this game out.
The dish to Bass. Shot from 16, but he gets it back. Down low. And Nick Young, the bucket on the assist by Bass.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
New York's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the three ball here.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City dancers. Go on and give it up.
Here's Galloway. Kicks it to Anthony. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Anthony's got the game tied up here for New York. Bass with the screen. The drive by Russell. Bass gets an open look. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist.
That coverage is just too weak. I mean, heading down the stretch, that sort of defensive lapse can cost you a game.
Galloway kicks to Anthony. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Wing shot on the way. That's good. Anthony's got 23.
And he's coming up big here in the clutch.
Composed under pressure, and he's now 4 for 4 here in the fourth.
And Young, here we go. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the official.
Shooting for New York, Nick Young taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And the Knicks making a change here. Serafin's checked in. The Lakers also with a sub. Kobe's checked in for Williams. And so Young nails them both.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Young against Anthony. To the paint. Galloway, the pass to Serafin. That one goes. Covered.
And this has been purely a display of offense that we're seeing here today.
And, you know, it's only getting better as both of these teams' defenses are starting to show signs of wearing down.
You have to like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
He's on fire. They needed to put their heads together to figure out how to get the ball out of his hand.
1:53 left in the game. Bryant, and it's blocked, but they recover it. Here's Bass, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City dancers. Come on and give it up.
.144 left to play here in the fourth. Anthony against Young. From down low. And the nice bucket inside from Anthony. Anthony's got 12 points here in the second half. You have to like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
He's getting to the rack all game, and if they can't do a better job of keeping him out of the paint, they're in for a long night.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City dancers. Come on and give it up.
.132 left to play in the final quarter. And Hibbert with the basket on the assist from Kobe. Kobe's got his 5th assist in this one.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City dancers. Come on and give it up.
.127 left in the fourth. Outside Anthony. He kicks it to Galloway. Lays it up and banks it in.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
Perhaps, Greg, some type of motivational speech at halftime got both of these teams fired up.
Now here's Bryant, and here's Young from the arc. Aflalo pulls it in.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Galloway kicks to Anthony. To take the lead. Count it, and the foul. That's on Nick Young.
This isn't just a good fourth quarter. I mean, he's been outstanding. 6 straight buckets here.
And how about in a pressure-packed moment? This game's very close, and they've needed every bucket. He's definitely risen to the challenge.
And here is Los Angeles now. Bryant up top. He's guarded by Aflalo. From the arc. Young's shot is off. Clark, a critical possession right here.
Boy, Kevin, you can just feel the crowd on pins and needles right now. Carmelo Anthony showing you his passing skill there.
Here's Russell. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Bass with the screen. Shot to stop the run. Bryant can't get it to go. And an intentional foul right there.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for your Knicks, Aaron Aflalo. Taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
He hits the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Knicks City Dancers.
Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
Yeah, gotta love this teamwork. I mean, everybody's involved and engaged. It's just a thing of beauty to watch.
It is, and Clark, that's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
Line for 2.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. He's off on the free throw and able to get that second one to drop in. There's Williams with the 3. Can't get it to go.
And that's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case, you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you.
So it's New York picking up the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds, Clark.
You know what? They showed their character in crunch time, though, doing what had to be done to send these fans home happy.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Carmelo, how were you able to take control of this game and pull out the win here tonight?
We willed our way to this win. It wasn't easy. We knew it was going to be a battle, but they came back, made some runs. We stuck with it, and we won the game tonight.
Carmelo, thank you. Kevin, sometimes it's more about the will than the skill.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time. But first, the post-game show with Ernie Johnson just a few aisles above us.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan player of the game, Carmelo Anthony. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
He flat out dominated. I mean, you see the kind of plays he was making all over the court. This is a game, no matter who they put on him, he wasn't going to be denied. His offensive power was in full effect.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.